Hey guys, it's after quite some time, almost a year now. The last vlog that I made, and here I am again today, trying to talk some random stuff as it goes in my head. So something I think the topic today probably is random, and when I say random, I mean a lot of different thoughts that goes on our minds on a day-to-day basis. Uh, One of the things that I've always found intriguing, interesting, is about variety. And I find that, we look around us, species, you pick up any kind of creature, probably including our behaviors, including the kind of insects that they exist in the world, the kind of flora, the kind of different types of animals. Uh, it's abundant. Life is abundant. Life is so full of different things. One could like something, you could not like something, and there's so much more to learn and discover. So variety in anything that you choose to look at. Something in terms of knowledge, information, if I may say today. I am just a teeny tiny representation of scores of us, millions of individuals today who have access to internet, who have access to a phone, and who are able to talk, who are able to communicate. Of course, a lot of it is noise, it's pure crap. Obviously, I mean, from each individual perspectives, and you never know what might inspire you. You never know who you might end up inspiring. So my thought on this is we have to keep trying. We have to keep trying. Not everybody is going to become an Amitabh Bachchan or a Shah Rukh Khan or a Ranveer Singh Kapoor kind of a scenario, but you don't have to be. We don't have to be. We just have to stay put, stay true to what we believe in, and keep learning. So towards that, there are a couple of things that randomly, come to my mind in terms of moving ahead, trying to be better, trying to do better. So recently, I saw an interview by Javed Akhtar. I'll put in a link down in the description below of this particular interview. Amongst many things that he spoke, he was asked this question that Javed Saab, what do you think can how do you think can the young generation or the people today can learn about the right, the wrong, the information flow? How can you try and become better at it in terms of deciphering what's right, what's wrong? And he said something very interesting. He said, if you listen to one or two people, you kind of end up echoing them. But instead, if you look at or study or find interest or follow 10, 15, 20 different individuals or different news outlets or different variations of whatever the good that you find is worthwhile, whatever information you find worthwhile. So if you learn, if one follows, learns from, understands 10, 15, 20 different interpretations, that's when you will not echo anybody, but you will become or find your own unique voice. You will become your own unique voice. And that's a far better approach to try and find what's right and what suits your perspective, or what your perspective should be in the first place. Because in this day and age, I can say X is wrong, somebody can say Y is wrong, and we both may be partially right or completely wrong, and who's to decide? So that kind of approach you have to keep looking at from various angles, or keep learning from various people. So that was something interesting I thought I found. Something else that brings me to, or that reminds me of something long ago again. This was a story I read. It was about, so there was a great person by the name of Vinoba Bhave, who had worked with Mahatma Gandhi in the freedom fight, during the freedom movement, and eventually became a great voice who helped the society. And one of his anecdotes, one of his stories goes like this, that once Vinoba Bhave was sitting in his ashram and some random guy came up to him and said, "Sir, you are a great man, this, that, etc. I am unable to let go of my drinking habit, and I want you to help me. I want you to show me a way out of this." And as the story goes, he says Vinoba Bhaveji tells him to come the next day. Now the next day, this man goes to the appointed place, and there he finds Vinoba Bhave. So as the story goes, he was seated on a cot, and Vinoba Bhaveji was holding on to that cot. Some stories, some versions of it also depict a kind of a pole somewhere there or a door. And Vinoba Bhaveji was holding on to that door very, very tightly. And this man approaches him, and then Vinoba Bhaveji tells him, "Oh, you know what? I'm unable to, this door is not leaving me, and I'm unable to let go of this door, this pole, this cot," whatever that story. You may hear different versions of it. And the man laughs at him and he says, "Oh, sir, please don't, insult my common sense. The door, this cord, this pole, that's not holding you. You are holding on to it. Please let go." And that's how you leave them or leave it. And obviously, Mr. Bhave lets go of it and looks up to him and tells him, or looks back at him and tells him that, "Is it not exactly what you told me yesterday? It's not the liquor that's not leaving you. It's you who's not leaving the liquor." It's not something earth-shattering. This is not rocket science. But as they say, all good things, all commonsensical things are very, very simple. It's the way we process things in our lives around us, that we complicate and overcomplicate stuff. So letting go of all kinds of things, sometimes bad memory, sometimes bad relationships, sometimes bad behavior, sometimes bad habits. Yeah. I think is essential for us to keep learning in that direction, trying to believe, learning to believe that although it could be difficult to let go, but then it's as easy as actually letting it go. You just have to kind of believe in it, that that's the best way to overcome something, or to move on and do some things, or better yourself, improve yourself. So that's that. That reminds me of two more stories. So I don't want to make it a long video. Probably will keep it under 10 minutes. But yeah. So then I'll just share another story, and I'll keep some few more stories for later. So this goes, I think the year was 2009. And I was going through a phase wherein I was trying to learn meditation and trying to calm my mind. For the first time, I think 2008-9 was the first time I really got a glimpse of inside my mind. And that's funny. I was 35, 36 years age. And for me to say that at that age, I kind of tried to look into within my own mind. And some of you, or those of you who have done some amount of introspection, would probably connect. And those of you all who haven't will find it funny. And the fact that a 35, 36-year-old guy says, that's when for the first time I looked into my own mind. So as I was going through that process, I was told to watch my breathing, and that's it. Close my eyes and just breathe in and out, and just feel the breathing, feel the breath. And obviously the mind would wander. And that kind of gave me a feeling of what should I say, failure. It gave me a feeling of failure, and I was pretty restless about it. And it was my second, so it was a 10-day course, and second day I went through this. And that evening I went to the teacher and I asked him this, and his reply helped me find find the right interpretation of what I was going through. He asked me that when you came here and when you sat down to meditate, did somebody or anybody give you any kind of parameter or to to assess yourself? I said, well, the parameter and assessment isn't that I'm supposed to concentrate and I'm supposed to fix my mind or focus my mind on my breath. He said, no, that's a task. He said, that's not the parameter. He said, we did not tell you that if you're unable to do that, then you're a failure. If we had told you that, then yes, you could have assessed yourself. So he said, we merely gave you a task. You started judging and assessing. We are not judging you. We are not assessing you. Neither did we ask you to assess or judge yourself. That was your own doing. And that kind of helped me. It kind of, that click moment sometimes we feel, or how should I say, we come face to face with that moment. And I said to myself, oh yeah, they never said that. Nobody said that. They simply asked me to watch it. And in fact, they did say that if you find yourself moving away to different thoughts, past, present, future, whatever, don't worry. The moment you realize that you've strayed, come back. The moment you realize you've strayed again, come back. That's all. That's all you have to do. And that's all was expected of me during that period. But it was my own mind that started assessing and judging and, and calling myself a failure, wherein that wasn't even the point. So I'll keep this at under 12 to 13 minutes today. Shorts are important, not too short, because a 30-second video, a 20-second video, a 1-minute video can get us just the headline, the glimpse. They can never really be worthwhile stuff that one could share in my mind. So yeah, I'll keep my videos between 12 to 10 to 15 minutes. So coming back, guys, what I've tried to share with you all today in this time is how we create our own blocks, and how, with due respect to anybody who is going through a phase wherein if we find it difficult to come out of it, to break our patterns, to break our habits, take help. Speak to people whom you trust. It need not be professional help. I mean, sometimes we may not want to, or we may need it, or we may want to go to somebody who we trust, a friend, a family member, whoever it is, whatever your ecosystem is, whatever your support mechanism is. But speak up, speak to people around you, and trust me, people who you find judging you just because you're sharing your heart out, well, maybe they're not the right company for you. If they're not as encouraging, if they are not there for you when you need them the most, well, you found the truth. And for those around you who really look up to you in terms of a friend, somebody who they care enough about, well, they will not judge you. Just as you also don't need to judge yourself. We also don't need to judge ourselves. We just need to keep learning, keep trying to do the right thing. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I shall bid adieu. And until my next video, take care. Thanks. Bye-bye.